Now I gotta mislead you a little bit here, folks, because even though this is a trade update video, what I wanted to do at the start was go over a bunch of recent Red Wings news. We gotta go lightning mode here because there is quite a bit to talk about today. Starting out with the Hall of Fame inductees. Yesterday, it was revealed that names like Joe Thornton, Zdeno Chara, Alexander McGillney, and more are going to be inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. Henrik Zetterberg was not included in this list. And it's unfortunate because he got passed over for, I think it was the third time in his career. Kind of unfortunate to see him still lingering out there pre-Hockey Hall of Fame. But honestly, this year, I think the classes were pretty stacked. It's a good year for Hall of Fame inductees, especially with McGillney finally getting in. So it was going to be a little bit difficult this year, especially with those two former Bruins at the top there. A lot of people are also talking about Chris Osgood. He should be in there too. Man, Osgood, what a blast to the past, eh? And what a legendary goalie. Even though he may not have been like one of the greatest of all time, he still was very good. It's unfortunate for Wings fans, but with the Hall of Fame shaping up over the next few years, there might be a bigger chance for these guys to inevitably find themselves in. Speaking about Red Wings history, though, we have ourselves the Red Wings 100th anniversary logo that was revealed earlier today. You've got the little bumps on the wings, which is really, really nice. A good homage to the Red Wings logos of yesteryears. This, of course, is coming to celebrate the Red Wings' 100th centennial season. No, that's wrong. Not their 100th centennial season, just their centennial season. Their 100th season, not 100 centennials. That's a little bit too far out there. Has humanity even existed for that long? Anyways, this new 100 logo is probably going to be blasted everywhere on Red Wings marketing. Who knows if they put it on the ice? Who knows where it is on the jersey as well? Nice rebrand here. Lots of good graphic design work going on for the Detroit Red Wings. But with that out of the way, I wanted to go out there and start talking about this piece posted by Ansar Khan on MLive.com. This was from 2 days ago, and it talks about how if the Red Wings Steve Yzerman makes a big trade, this would be the week. The article talks about how some trade movement has happened in the National Hockey League already. Chris Kreider went over to Anaheim, Mason Marchessault went over to Seattle, Trevor Zegras went over to Philadelphia, and there will probably be more trades done too, like Evander Kane to Vancouver. Clubs not expected to be in the running for one of the top UFAs, Marner, Bennett, Ekblad, Marsh, and Ehlers-Besser will look to upgrade through trade. Stevie Y and the Red Wings, they're sure to make some moves this offseason. If they make a significant trade, it'll likely be this week. The article says here that the Red Wings' trade assets are limited. The players teams would want are the players that Steve Yzerman is probably not going to move. Dylan Larkin has a full no-movement clause, Lucas Raymond, DeBrincat, Seider, Edvinsson, Kasper, Axel Sandin, Pellikka. Detroit's biggest trade chip might be the 13th overall pick in the first round. The Red Wings, with roughly $21 million in cap space, could also benefit from a team looking to shed salary. The Wings need a top 6 forward and could use an upgrade on their top 4 on D. Now, with this in mind, the article does a really interesting thing, and it goes over a whole bunch of names. This is the most fun part of the article, where we dive into whichever names could be involved with the Detroit Red Wings and whether or not they actually make sense. I wanted to focus on a few of them. Let's talk about Bowen Byram. Taken 2 picks ahead of Seider in 2019, this left shooter's career has been derailed by injuries and slow development. He's coming off his best season with 38 points in 82 games, his first full season. Now that doesn't give us the most information in the world, but it does set the context up nicely in talking about Bowen Byram and the concerns that a lot of fans around the NHL have had about him. Is he really as good as he should have been? He was the perennial top pick of the 2019 D class, it was really no contest. Everybody knew Bowen Byram was the best defenseman of the draft. The fact that Seider went 6th overall was a really big shock, and we made a very positively received reaction video to that draft pick, but everything Seider is, Bowen Byram was supposed to be better. And his development has been a little bit slow. He wasn't really put in the best spot in Colorado, even though he did, win a Stanley Cup, so that's pretty good. But Bowen Byram is being talked about by all these analysts and writers as potential trade fodder. It seems like the Sabres really want to squeeze out more out of Power and Dahlin, and thus maybe not necessarily rely on the services too much of Byram anymore. And if the Wings end up getting a guy like Bowen Byram, I mean, the reputation is, he only plays good when he plays with top-pair defensemen. Yeah, well, guess what? He probably would play with a top-pair defenseman in Detroit. He'd be a lot better than Ben Sherratt, in my opinion. So, yeah, have Byram Seider as your number 1 pairing. That certainly sounds like a great idea. Let's go down and read some more names over here. We talked about Noah Dobson already yesterday, but he is listed in this article. You had Matt Larkin on Daily Faceoff say that Noah Dobson's most likely trade destination is Detroit. But scrolling past Dobson, there are some other names over here. Jonathan Marchessault is talked about. The Red Wings were interested in this small winger with 30-goal potential before he had signed with the Predators last summer. Now, Nashville is rebuilding, so he might be available for a low return. Imagine the Red Wings icing a lineup with Kane, DeBrincat, and Marchessault all on the ice. It would be small, but there would be some potential to get some crazy high point totals with all of those dudes. Jonathan Marchessault, if you were to take Vladimir Tarasenko's spot in the lineup and put Marchessault in there, I think he would add some very necessary scoring punch to the middle six of the Red Wings, and he could be a top power play option as well. Marchessault, Conn Smythe winner from a few years ago, definitely a solid, strong hockey player. You have JJ Peterka also listed here out of the Buffalo Sabres. Many teams would be interested in this young scorer who had 27 and 28 goals in each of the past 2 seasons with tremendous upside. The Sad Sack Sabres have shown they're not averse to trading within the division. See the Dylan Cousins move, but probably will want a good young player in return. The Red Wings have a lot of good young players. So maybe there is an option for that. But of course, as the article even says at the beginning, Detroit wants to make their team better. Trading away one guy and getting another guy, while it might be an upgrade, it's not going to make them so much better that they're now all of a sudden a playoff contender. They would preferably want to add using assets that aren't on the team yet. You can say an Axel Sandin-Pellikka is good enough to crack the roster, but we don't know just yet. So maybe he is good enough value for a team like Buffalo, especially since they want right-handed D, right? Honestly, JJ Peterka for Axel Sandin-Pellikka sounds like a pretty even deal, in my opinion, although I do question whether or not Buffalo would be okay with that, considering the fact that the Sabres already, apparently, rejected JJ Peterka for 3rd overall. It does kind of get interesting when you think about the value, where exactly Buffalo sees Peterka as a trade asset. So with all that in mind, I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about these Detroit Red Wings notes and trade ideas? What are your thoughts on Bo Byram, JJ Peterka, Jonathan Marchessault? There are some other names listed here as well. Elias Pettersson is written about in the article, but I don't want to talk about him because, attracting any sort of Canucks attention is going to incite a lot of negative feedback from Canucks fans on this day. Yeah, everybody's kind of pissed off about that Evander Kane trade. It's a really hot topic here in this city. So, with all that in mind, Jay Robertson, Marco Rossi, Keandre Miller, a bunch of other names that are talked about in this article. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section on who it is you think the Red Wings should go out there and target in this week's worth of a lead up to the draft. The draft's just a few days away here, folks. Do we see a move get done? I'm not sure. Let me know in the comment section all your opinions. The article will be linked in the description. As well, what do you think about Henrik Zetterberg not making the Hall, as well as the Wings' 100th season celebratory graphics and jersey logos. I hope you enjoyed this British Rolls 99, and bye.